There we go. This is the final, obviously, Orioles recap of the season. The season is now over. So Rivalry Sports is going to go into our off-season content. So this is the last week where we're going to be talking, obviously, about the regular season, since the regular season just ended, and now we are in the MLB playoffs that are going on right now. Good stuff, too. 1-1 in the early games. What's going on with the Yankees? Right now, it was 2-2 when I saw it earlier, so as well. So we will go ahead and keep you updated on that. Yankee 3-3 right now, going on in the 8th inning. So go ahead, Yankees. Always beat the Yankees. All right, so let's go ahead and recap it for the last time during the regular season. This is how it ended up: 75-87 for the Orioles. Won their last 3 out of 10 as well. Finished 5th in the AL East. For those of you confused, that's last place. So, how'd the batting order look for most of September? Jackson Holliday, I think, definitely secured himself in the leadoff spot. I don't think he was great in the last stretch as well. I think he's like to see a little more consistently higher average from him, but he's still so young, 21, 22 years old. Bat speed is incredible. I think he's gotten really, really good at second base. I think the sky's the limit, I think, for Jackson Holliday. I don't know. He's so small. I don't know if he's ever going to be a thunderous power hitter, 30 plus 30. I think that's a bit of projection. But to have him as a leadoff hitter in the future, absolutely no problem at all with that. Jeremiah Jackson, I think, has certainly put himself in the conversation for your 3rd or 4th outfielder next season. The way he looked. His bat speed is very impressive. His defense is a little shaky. I think some people are a little hyperbolic hard on him about it. It's just a little green. I think that's the concern with him. He's a little green. I think his offense is I think, just a little bit green. I think that's an issue there as well. Gunnar Henderson, I think, I think is really good. As a whole, I thought his season was overall disappointing. I think people kept saying that, well, it was no, you got he's 17 home runs. He did hit a home run on the last day. That's not what we're looking for. He needs to be the guy. That's the guy. You gotta produce to say produce like Judge isn't fair or whatever, but 30 home runs, 100 RBI, like Bobby Witt is fair, like a lender. That's what we needed. He did produce some. I mean, not terrible. His average was decent, but still not what we're looking for. His batting average was solid. He did on some runs. Tyler O'Neill, you got almost nothing. I mean, he was hurt most of the year. This is kind of was the concern with him. Like, he was good in 2024, and he was injured all last year. Colton Cowser, I don't know why anybody's complaining about the glove. I mean, I thought he was fantastic at center field. He's not as good as Cedric Mullins, but that's it. I mean, I love the way he plays. I think that's the only problem I have with Mullins. You got to stop running into walls. You got to stop diving into all. You got to stop going crazy in a bit. You got to stop. He's banged up a lot. That's the only problem that I have with him. He hits for power. I mean, he hit a lot. He hit home runs, considering the fact that he missed a lot of games. Mountie, it'll be interesting to see what happens to him in the offseason. Mountie just wasn't as productive as they had hoped. I think nobody really asked in the presser. We'll get to the presser about Mountie, but I think it'll be interesting to see what happens with Mountcastle in the off season. I do think there is a team that would take him. I think there's some value in him. I think he's definitely a major leaguer, but I don't know what the role is going to be for Mountie as well. Could be the favorite for AL Rookie of the Year 2026, and that is Samuel Basallo. Average wasn't great. Don't care. Good start. Again, hitting home runs. I mean, he limited action. He did play. Dylan Beavers, I thought, was terrific. I thought Dylan Beavers, I thought he cooled down the stretch here, but Dylan Beavers, I think, definitely has to be in consideration for definitely a starting spot in 2026. We'll see how it goes in the offseason. And Coby Mayo, you know what? This guy hits for power. He had more home runs than Mountcastle. Think about it. He had 10 more than Mountcastle's, I think 7 or 8. I think it's 8. And he only really played half the season. Hit for power. I mean, I thought his average too would improved as he went. So that's all encouraging. When a guy plays every day, they get better. So that's the thing. Injuries and bench. I don't know if I have this right. Adley came back the last week and played. Yeah, we'll get to Adley. Gary Sanchez didn't. Again, another guy here, kind of like Tyler, injuries. You see a lot of him on the shelf. Mateo really didn't play much at all at short. At the end, played a little bit in the outfield. Westberg, I thought was fantastic. Westberg came back in the last few weeks. I would say Jackson played most of the third in April when I looked at it. I'd say this. Westberg, again, just got to keep him healthy. Kind of put him in the same category with Cowser. He's going to be productive enough if he can actually play 162. Dylan Carlson, decent enough backup, good fielder, streaky, good offense at times as well. Zach Eflin and Felix Bautista, we don't know if we'll ever see them out there again. Bautista probably going to miss all of next season, or if not most. Zach Eflin out for free agency, didn't pitch at the end there. Albert Suarez, I just kind of hoping Suarez would at least make it to the end of the season. That didn't happen and got on IL again. Luis Vasquez, Alex Jackson. Alex Jackson, I think, was a pleasant surprise. I think Alex Jackson actually, I think they'll never admit this. They had no intention of keeping him at all. And he actually became a really good outfielder. Grayson Rodriguez, I thought was really good in 2022. Grayson, we don't know anything about Grayson. That was bizarre that he never pitched and he wasn't here rehabbing as well. Brandon Young is tried his best with injury. Interesting to see what the future holds for Grayson as well. Rotation. Trevor Rogers, look at that ERA, 1.81, and that includes the last start where he got just hosed by the Yankees. So finally he had a bad start. Fantastic. Clearly to me, he's your number one pitcher for next year as well. Wasn't as good maybe in his last 2 starts. I think maybe he was getting a little tired because they definitely used him. I think he's going late, but that's definitely the case. Dean Kramer won the most games. He had 11 wins, 11-10, 4.19 ERA, pitched in the last game. Kramer will be back. Kramer's probably the most reliable guy. I mean, he's been the one to actually stay off of IL a lot of the season and actually give you innings. So as well, not elite by any stretch, but put him in a rotation. I think it's problem. Sagano, I think, wants to pitch in the majors next year. I think he will. I don't think it'll be Baltimore. We'll see, unless he wants to go ahead and do that. I doubt seriously they give him the kind of money that he's asking again. We will see. Povich, I think, just is not a major league starter. I think he's a 4A guy or a bullpen guy. They've given Coby Povich, I think, several chances. I think he had a pretty good chance this year, and he just really struggled too many nights as well. Has some good starts, but I just don't think he's an elite guy. His stuff isn't elite. And Kyle Bradish, I think it was just a victory getting him on the field at all this year. I think getting Bradish there as well, I thought was a victory in and of itself. Clearly, he's going to be your 2. They're going to view him as the 2 or 1 starter, depending on what happens in the offseason, if you sign a Dylan Cease, etc. Bullpen needs to totally be redone. Aiken, I thought, was probably wound up with 8 saves. If there is somebody I would think that's coming here, that's gonna stay in 20. It's gonna be Keegan Aiken, I would think. But they're going to have to bring him, I guess. Cano, I'm not sure he's going to be promised anything this year. Ends, I think, improved. I think it was a good enough signing, I think, considering the circumstances as well. Suarez, I don't know if he can stay healthy. I think that's a thing. Wolfram, I'm not even sure he finished the league on the team. I'll tell you 2 guys that were good. K. Stroud, I thought, that's a guy you also got to look at. K-Strat was pretty good. 1.71 ERA. I think he was good in high leverage situations. So you definitely got to look at bringing a Cade Stroud back as well. Rico Garcia, decent enough. I thought he finished strong. I don't think he was always good. I worry about his command a little bit. Just a little bit. I think in general. But I thought he finished strong. So there you go. That's our season. As far as the Orioles go, September. So Orioles just not very good in September. I mean, it just you just yeah, and you'll mostly not good. Not good most of this season, and so that's what it's. We'll talk about Michael Elias here. We're going to get to that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Last Orioles report, last couple of games we had. 4 more games. That's the last time we had a podcast. Designated Robert Hamill for assignment, as well. Carson Ragsdale off waivers from Atlanta. Optioned him to FCL. Saturday, Dietrich Enns was placed on the maternity list. Optioned Cade Povich to FCL Florida Complex. That's Florida Complex League, which is over. So at this point, last week, they can't send guys to Norfolk, whatever. They've stopped playing. So they just go ahead and okay, you're going to Florida Complex League. And Grant Wortham from Norfolk, and also Carson Ragsdale from PCL. That happened on Saturday. Orioles did not have somebody hit 20 home runs. They didn't have somebody hit 19 home runs. They had 3 tied for 17. Gunnar Henderson, Jordan Westburg, Jackson Holliday. Henderson and Westburg called them on the last day of the Yankees as well, both hitting home runs back-to-back. Those are the last 2 runs of the season, and they tied for the team lead with 17 as well. Got to have more from Gunnar. Westburg, I think, would have hit more, I think, had he been healthy. I think that's the secret with him. And Jackson Holliday, I think the best is yet to come. I think very happy with him overall. He can build on that. He did struggle a lot at the end. So, again, I think sometimes when you have a young guy like that, you wonder why he's played more baseball than he ever has at that point. So I think that factored in a lot. Orioles tied the Major League record for players used in a single season. Saturday's relief appearance by Joseph Espada, I think I'm saying it right, on a minor league contract, got them up to 70 players. So think about it. You have a 25-man roster. Certain games you can use 26. Like if you have a doubleheader, you could call a guy up. You used 70 guys. So you did it 3 times. That's insanity that you have that many guys that you used. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy that you have 70 guys. That's how many injuries you had. I thought the way they used the bullpen was ridiculous. They have no conception of keeping guys and getting bullpen guys right. They immediately sent them down. Some of them pitched well when they were sent down. This has got to change the way you do the roster. You're just burning through guys, whatever, and just bringing them in. Some of that was injury, but some of it was they didn't manage this great. But that's 70 guys. So they did get the Major League record of 70. That's crazy. Dylan Beavers homered on the first pitch of the 9th inning of giving the Baltimore 6-5 win in the Tampa Bay Rays in the home finale last Thursday. That was the Orioles' last win of the season. I think the best is yet to come. So I think Beavers was fantastic down the stretch. I think he's got a lot of potential to do a lot of good things as well. This guy's worked his way. This guy wasn't up until this year a top 100 prospect anywhere, right? He was just good in the minors, great speed, kind of so he's kind of worked his way. He hit very well when he started, so he's definitely worked his way. It'll be interesting to see. We know how much they like those outfields. You have Ike Irish. We'll go over the prospects and all that, where he factors in 2026. Interesting to see. But Michael last press conference. Yeah. I watched it, so you didn't have to. I watched all 43 minutes of the Mike Elias press conference. I'm going to summarize this, but let's go. Orioles end of year press conference. The one thing he did was say he's going to search for a manager as soon as possible. The current interim manager, Tony Mayo, will be considered. This guy gives a lot of word salad. That's the main takeaway I took away from that. It's definitely on the Rivalry Sports Twitter page. It's on the Rivalry Sports face, so definitely check it out if you haven't seen the whole Michael Elias press conference as well. But a lot of word salad. I didn't learn much. This guy is enormously political. And I understand it. Somebody's going to say to me, "Where's the GM?" Well, this guy really, really is. Like, he for GM status. My goodness. He did say with urgency, I will say, that they're looking for a manager right now. I think some of them, it could be Tony Manzolino. I don't know if it is, but they did bring him out. He did have his own press conference. I do think that's something. I mean, I think, like, why even bother doing it? But he did summarize the team, and he did a decent job, I think, as manager. I think you could you do better? I think it'll be interesting, but I think it's worth consideration for sure. I think, like, if that's the way it actually went, I wouldn't be super angry about that as well. On the pitching, Mike Elias said he wants to add a top of rotation starter to complement a slide ahead of Kyle Bradish and Trevor Rogers. I think that's obvious. I think definitely Dylan Cease could be finally on the menu for the Orioles. I think definitely he's a guy pitching in San Diego. They looked at. I think they spent a lot of time scouting it out and saying that if they can bring him here, if they're going to spend their resources, again, you never know what the resources are. But I don't think you need 4 or 5 stars. I think you're looking for one. I think maybe 2 if you could get. I wouldn't shock me if they brought in 2, but to get 1 starter, I think that's not a lot to ask. I think that's definitely possible with that. So definitely, I think Cease could be a guy they're looking at. Specific players on the roster. He reaffirmed that Adley Rutschman will remain the team's primary cursor, just missing the trade rumors, and said Heston Kjerstad has been dealing with a medical issue. Kjerstad, real quick. I think, again, he didn't say anything that a lot of us didn't know. Kjerstad has a weird medical condition that cost him a couple years even before his prospect status, where he was injured. It seems to be that maybe this is back again, that's the issue, why he was struggling, and et cetera. He didn't elaborate with that. What's Michael Elias, and also medical issues, you got to be careful, like HIPAA and laws and things like that. So I think that's some of why he couldn't elaborate as well. The Adley, I don't buy that. That doesn't make any sense. Will Adley remain the primary catcher? I think he's trying to raise the trade value as well. Well, some weeks he could play at first base. Again, non-committal, of course, to that. But I think he didn't want to just come out and say that he's trading Adley as well. Hard to get a read on, but I definitely, that's what he said. I got to go by that. Told him to utilize, he's talking about Tony Manzolino. Told him we're going to utilize the chair to talk to other people and see who is available as well. So, talking about Tony Manzolino, I definitely think they're going to have a manager search. Dave Ross, Buck Britton, etc. I think you're going to have one pretty soon here. I don't think this is going to drag on too long. That was the one thing I did get the urgency for him to go ahead and hire a manager pretty soon. He's going to look for the best candidate and hire several candidates. Michael Elias, quietly promoted from executive PP general manager to president of baseball operations. Team did not make a public announcement at that time. So it just slipped your mind, Mike, that you just forgot to tell us that, right? This is kind of what I mean with Michael. It's so Like, why would he not disclose that? Why would not disclose the fact that you might hire a GM to work under him? Why at no point? And it's just so quietly, like we're in the middle of the season, and we're just okay. Well, we're not disclosing the fact that okay, well, we're gonna hire a GM. Well, we're gonna like, come on, man. Just nobody, and I'm surprised nobody pressed him on it at the pressure. Shame on y'all. Like you should look, man. You didn't say anything about that. Now he did also say that he was not necessarily going to hire a GM right away. He was going to hire the manager first, and so he might have. That might mean he has somebody specific in mind that he wants. There might be an assistant GM or somebody he likes to hire as a GM, etc. But that's insane. He just forgot to tell everybody, that you got hired as a manager. Michael Elias delivered his usual word salad to adapt to conducting, adapt and evolve while conducting a holistic evaluation of the organization, deliberate yet aggressive to help the club fit in 2025. This guy's just got word salad. This guy's just got word salad. He doesn't like. This is what you see in business a lot nowadays for 2025. We used to have guys, to use like pro wrestling example, like a Vince McMahon. He runs his company out front in public and to promote it, whatever. And now, like more now in business, you see guys like Michael Elias. Like he didn't learn nothing. Like he didn't even hint anything. So that's the way it is. No David Rubenstein there. I don't understand. Gunnar Henderson finished strong. Coby Mayo, Kate Stroud. I thought they were good at the end. Gunnar with the home run as well. Trevor Rogers finally had a bad start. Tyler O'Neill, Colton Cowser. I think they're kind of stuck with O'Neill for 2025. I don't know. But it'll be interesting to see that. Jordan Westberg is the player of the week for the last week. I thought Westy was really good the last 4 times. I thought he was probably their most consistent hitter. Westy, I think you just need to get him healthy for the whole season as well. So what I'm going to do after this is I'm going to go ahead and watch some MLB playoffs as well. I'm getting my streams together for all the streaming platforms right now. 3-4. Yankees are in front in the top of the ninth, so we will go ahead and do that. We're going to have some good division series games. We're going to talk all about the MLB playoffs as well. Super Bowl outstanding yesterday in the Tigers. It's time for the play. I watched the playoffs today. I love baseball. I'm a big baseball guy, so we're definitely going to watch as we get to the Fall Classic. Thank you very much for joining us this week on the Ravery Sports Podcast. Enjoy the rest of your day.